Barcelona are pulling out all the stops to land Nico Williams, but their latest move has raised eyebrows across Europe. With Arsenal circling and ready to hijack the deal, Barça have reportedly offered a bizarre clause in the contract to seal the winger's signature. What's the strange clause? Why are Barcelona so desperate? And could Arsenal ruin their plans at the last second? Let's dive into the full story and uncover what's really going on behind the scenes. Barcelona are ready to go to crazy lengths to beat Arsenal in the race for Athletic Club star Nico Williams, with a rare clause being discussed as per a report. Williams was a top target for Barcelona last summer but ended up rejecting their advances to stay at Athletic for another season. However, the winger has signaled a desire to leave Athletic this summer amid interest from Barcelona, Arsenal and Chelsea. Barca are in pole position to land Williams, having agreed a 6-year contract with him worth £196,000 a week. Williams is eager to play for the Catalan Giants and star alongside Spain teammate Lamine Yamal. But Barca's recent financial problems mean it is far from an easy deal to pull off. Barcelona are looking to sign Nico Williams by triggering his €58 million release clause, but there's a catch. Instead of paying the full amount up front, they want to split it into installments. However, Athletic Club are not having it. They're insisting the entire fee must be paid in one go, which is now putting the whole deal at risk. To make matters more complicated, negotiations with Williams' agent have reportedly hit a wall. The talks have stalled, mainly because Barcelona are hesitant about some new demands from the players' camp, demands they didn't expect. Williams is a dream winger signing for Arsenal, and there is now the possibility Mikel Arteta's side could swoop in and try to hijack Barca's negotiations. According to Catalan newspaper Sport, the Blaugrana are willing to include a special clause in Williams' contract as they look to keep Arsenal at bay. The 22-year-old has informed Barca he is worried about not being registered by La Liga in time, after what happened to Dani Olmo last season. Nico Williams to Barcelona close but still not finalized. Once Barca sporting director Deco gets a full agreement with Williams' camp in place, following the recent hiccups, he will turn his attention to that €58 million release clause. Sport suggests that Deco is warming to the idea of paying the fee outright, to prevent Williams from going elsewhere. This would put Barca's finances under further strain, though the situation could be eased through one or two player sales. Barca are lucky as Williams is prioritizing a move to Catalonia over a Premier League switch this summer. Indeed, he would demand far more than £200,000 a week if a transfer to the Premier League became his main option. But if Barca cannot get the deal over the line, then Arsenal will be ready to begin talks of their own. Bayern Munich are also big admirers of the Euro 2024 champion and could initiate a move. FC Barcelona remains fully focused on assembling a competitive squad by the end of the summer. While the team is already full of talented individuals, there is always room for improvement. Fortunately, Barcelona now seem to be operating with some proper objectives. After finally signing RCD Espanyol goalkeeper Joan Garcia this summer, Barça are now fully focused on their next target. Currently a player for Athletic Club, 22-year-old Nico Williams is the target that Barcelona want to bring to the Spotify Camp Nou for next season. Recently, even some Barcelona players have started dropping hints about Nico Williams' possible move. Ferran Torres publicly spoke about how exciting it would be to play alongside the Athletic Club star. On top of that, Lamine Yamal, who's not just a teammate in waiting but also a close friend of Nico, may have added more fuel to the fire. The 17-year-old has sparked even more speculation with what fans believe is yet another clue about Nico's potential arrival at Camp Nou. Nico Williams looking to help Barcelona out. Still, things need to be sorted out in terms of the technical aspects of the operation itself, and the official payment of the release clause is still pending. Fortunately for Barcelona, as reported by Sport, Nico Williams is looking to get as involved as possible to sort these things out. The player, as per the report, has made an early return from his ongoing vacation to help facilitate the move and make sure things go smoothly. While it was being reported that the whole operation got a little messy recently, Sport has now revealed that Barcelona has sorted out the few bumps in question and things are once again on track. The release clause could be paid this week. Moreover, the report also states that the payment of the release clause could likely be made this week, and Friday seems to be the most likely date for it. Furthermore, the club wants him at Hansi Flick's disposal by July 13th so that the German coach can assess the player for himself. As for registration guarantees, La Blaugrana have made their own commitments to the player and his camp. Even if the club is ultimately unable to register him, which is an extremely difficult scenario to even come about due to the club's commitment to the player and their improved financial situation, he would be allowed to negotiate with any club that is prepared to pay the release clause that Barcelona would have paid for him. For now, all necessary procedures are underway and Barcelona are prepared to pay his release clause of around 62 million euros. Moreover, all involved parties already seem to have an agreement in place in terms of personal terms, and that should help facilitate the move even more. So, with this unexpected clause on the table, the pressure is on. Barcelona are racing against time, and Arsenal are waiting in the wings to pounce. Will Nico Williams choose the Camp Nou dream or be tempted by the Premier League project? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this transfer saga is far from over. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on this wild transfer window. As transfer talks between Barcelona and Nico Williams intensify, an Athletic Club legend has stepped in to defend the young winger. Amid criticism and pressure from fans and media, this club icon has made it clear, Nico has every right in the world to choose his next move. With the Spanish star edging closer to a Camp Nou switch, tensions are rising in Bilbao while Barca fans get excited. Barcelona appear to have complicated the Nico Williams deal in recent hours once more, especially after news came out that the player demanded a written guarantee that he would be registered. Despite the current delay, there's growing optimism that the Nico Williams deal will eventually happen. The situation has shifted even more in Barcelona's favor, especially now that some Athletic Club fans have turned on the youngster and several Barca players have publicly expressed their excitement about playing with him. The upcoming week is expected to be key in Barcelona's push to sign him, and all eyes are on when they'll activate his release clause. With the new financial year now underway, the timing could finally be right. Athletic Club legend weighs in. Speaking to the media recently, former Spain and Athletic Club star Julen Guerrero opened up on the Nico Williams saga and gave his 2 cents on the controversial transfer without particularly taking any sides. He began by supporting the player and declaring that the talented winger had the freedom to decide his own future and that fans and the club should not react half as much as they are. Nico has every right in the world to decide and choose his future, whatever it is, although it could be a painful decision if, in the end, it is, which we don't know yet. He then went on to relay how it was indeed difficult for the Athletic Club fans to accept the reality of the Williams situation and how the player was long seen as one who would go down as a club legend. There are many feelings at stake, in Nico of course, and also in a fan that has placed many hopes in Nico Williams and in a team that has won a cup and has entered the Champions League. Seeing that someone can leave when an important project is consolidated always hurts the fans, he added. Guerrero then went on to give Barcelona advice as well, relaying that negotiations should have been conducted more discreetly, especially knowing how sensitive the topic was. The Nico issue is complicated and is already long. Above all, it seems to me that all the negotiations should be more discreet. Finally, the Athletic Club legend sincerely hoped that there would be no further leaks whatever the result be and that any moves took place with peace and understanding. I hope there are no more leaks and things like that everything is done more discreetly, respecting each of the parties involved, he stated. Anything can happen. He doesn't deny anything and seems to indicate that he's leaving, but I don't think Barca was amused to say that they are negotiating with one of their players, he added. Barcelona are still yet to pay Nico Williams' release clause, despite the Basque winger having supposedly agreed terms on a contract with the Blaugrana. They have made Williams their top target this summer, but doubts about Barcelona's ability to register the 22-year-old. Barcelona have been working behind the scenes to reassure Nico Williams and his agent that they can register him properly if he joins. Even though the club claims to have provided those guarantees, the transfer still isn't finalized. Now, Barca have reportedly set a deadline of July 13th, the day pre-season training begins, to close the deal. Athletic Club returned to training earlier on July 9th, but will likely give Williams a few extra days off, either to rest after his international duty or to finalize the move. Barcelona's plan to convince Nico Williams and his agent. Williams and his agent are demanding some protection over Barcelona's ability to register him, and had asked that a release clause be inserted into the deal. If Williams was not registered, then Barcelona would agree for Williams to leave for free. However, they have been informed by Barcelona that the €58 million investment they would make in Williams is too much to put at risk with such a clause, say Sport. Their solution that they will offer to the Basque star is to insert a €58 million release clause should he not be registered, allowing him to leave the club for the same money just in case. Barcelona struggling for sales. Part of the reason for the tricky situation is that Barcelona are struggling to sell some of their players this summer. There seems no sign of a major exit on the horizon, and even the likes of Andreas Christensen departing. More minor sales such as Pablo Torre, Ansu Fati and Pau Victor could help, but it is not yet clear if they will be sufficient to clear salary space for Williams. So there you have it. Nico Williams is not just a hot target for Barcelona, he's now got the public backing of a true athletic club legend. The message is clear. The player has earned the right to control his future. Will he finally make the move to Camp Nou this summer? Or will the Basque club fight till the end to keep him? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for the latest transfer drama.